Okay, so student, we will continue with your session 2 of chapter number 4. We have done in the previous session till input type equal to reset. Now we will continue after this. Next one we have, that is input type, that is color. Now input type equal to color is used for input fields that should contain a color. Depending on browser support, a color picker can shown up in the input field. So after taking students input type equal to color, it will give you a color picker from where you can select multiple colors. Okay, the example as you can see on the screen: form, input type equal to color, ID equal to favorite color, name equal to favorite color, and closing of form. So after taking input type equal to color, it will give me a color picker from where we can select multiple or single color. Next one we have, that is input type date. The input type equal to date is used for input fields that should contain a date. Depending on browser supports, a date picker can shown up in the input field. So input type equal to date, when we will put this tag, when we'll put this input type equal to date, it will give me a date picker from where you can select the date, month and year. So basically it's like a calendar, we can say, where we will get a date time, where we can get a date picker. Example you can see on the screen: input type equal to date, ID equal to birthday, name equal to birthday. So basically this tag will open a date picker. Next one we have input type radio. Input type equal to radio defines a radio button. Radio button lets a user to select only one value of a limited number of choice. You can see the example on the screen: male input type equal to radio, female input type equal to radio. So basically after taking radio button, it will show me radio button where we can select only one value at a time. The user can select only one value at a time, that is radio button. That is whether he can select male or she can select female. Okay, so basically a radio button will give you option where you can select only one value at a time. You can take multiple value also in this, but again it will select only one value at a time. Next one we have input type, that is checkbox. Input type equal to checkbox define a checkbox. Checkbox lets a user to select 0 or more option of a limited number of choice. So basically student, checkbox is like where you can select more value at one time. In radio button you can select only one value at a one time, but in checkbox you can have multiple selection, multiple value selection at a same time. Okay, the example is like input type equal to checkbox, I have a bike. Second one, input type equal to checkbox, I have a car. And input type equal to checkbox, I have a boat. So you can select multiple option at the same time. That means a user can have a bike also, he can have a car also, and he can have a boat also. So multiple selection can be done at the same time by using checkbox. Next one we have the last one, that is input type button, which defines a button. Input type equal to button, value equal to click me. Okay, on click alert hello world. So basically input type equal to button is same like submit button. Next one we have input type date and time. Okay, now this will give you your date time. Okay, it will give you date also and it will give you time also. So input type equal to date time local specifies a date and time. Input fields with no time zone. Depending on browser support, a date time picker can show up in the input field. The syntax as you can see in the screen: input type equal to date time local, ID equal to birthday time, name equal to birthday time. Next one we have, that is input type email. The input type email is used for input fields that should contain an email address. Depending on browser support, the email address can be automatically validated when submitted. Some smartphones recognize the email type and add .com to the keyboard to match email input. So after using input type email, you will be validating your email ID, okay, where .com is compulsory. So basically when you are taking email ID as input, it will validate your email ID, whatever the user enters. If the user enters email ID without .com, then it will not accept that data, because your email input type equal to email, it will validate your email ID. Next one, we have input type equal to file. The input type equal to file defines a file select field or browse a button for file to upload. Okay, when we are taking input type equal to file, it will select a file or it will upload a file. The example is input type equal to file, ID equal to my file, name equal to my file. So after taking this tag, we can select a file or we can upload a file. Next one, we have input type equal to month, which allows the user to select a month and year. Depending on browser support, a date picker can show up in the input field. The example is input type equal to month, where we can select month and year. Okay, by taking this tag, we can take month or year. Next one, we have input type equal to number. Input type equal to number defines a numeric input field. You can also set restrictions on what numbers are accepted. The following example displays a numeric input field where you can enter a value from 1 to 5, that is quantity between 1 to 5. So here we have taken input type equal to number, ID equal to quantity, name equal to quantity, minimum 1 and maximum 5. So it will take your value between only 1 to 5. So by taking your number, input type equal to number, first thing it will validate that only numbers are accepted, and second thing, when we are passing attribute min and max, so it will take the value between that range only, that is 1 to 5 only. Next one, we have input type equal to range. By taking input type equal to range, it defines a control for entering a number whose exact value is not important, like a slider control. Default range is 0 to 100. However, you can set restrictions on what numbers are accepted with the main, max and step attribute. Example, volume between 0 and 50. Input type equal to range, ID equal to wall, name equal to wall, minimum 0 and max 50. So it will give you range between 0 to 50 only. It depends upon the user what type of range you want. Next one, we have input type equal to search. The input type equal to search is used for search fields like a regular text field. Basically, as you have seen on the Google search bar, whenever we go on Google, it shows you a search bar. So it is same like search bar. Input type equal to search, ID equal to search and name equal to search. Next one, we have the list attribute. The list attribute refers a data list element that contains predefined option for an input element. So basically it is like a drop down list where you have different values in the list. Basically input type equal to, we have taken as list in which we are taking different types of browser like Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome, Opera and Safari. Okay, so student, we will just stop the session right now. The last part of chapter number 4 we will continue in the last session. Thank you.